Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the other side of the coin. This one is going to be very, very explosive. Not exclusive. I was going to say exclusive. There's nothing exclusive. Explosive. This is going to be absolutely explosive, ladies and gentlemen, because I'm at a point where, you know what? The truth, we have to now start talking the truth. We cannot be dilly-dallying around anymore. We are halfway through the season. We have seen enough to start making some proper judgments, some opinions. We got lots of news in regards to Wesley Fofana. Honestly, we cannot harbor all of these injured players anymore. Enough. This is not some sort of a medical institution. This isn't a hospital. We need players that are going to be available and able to help us on a regular for the manager and for the team as well, and for the fan base, because these players are too important. And then what happens is when these guys are benched, when these guys are injured and they go away for a long period of time, it is detrimental. It is detrimental. And we're now slowly going through a bit of a phase. 3 matches, 1 point, 1 in 9 in the last 3 matches. And we're coming up against Crystal Palace, whose manager has disrespected our manager by saying, "You got nothing." Oliver Glasner coming down and saying to Enzo Maresca, "You got nothing. You can't surprise me. Tactically, you're not flexible. I know everything that you're gonna do." I need Enzo Maresca to start getting back into winning ways ASAP. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got a lot of news, lots of explosive information, explosive opinions that I have built up that I need to express. Smash up the like button, first of all. If you're here for the first time, subscribe. Hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. I got news in regards to Wesley Fofana, news in regards to Badiashile, news in regards to Lavia, news in regards to Anselmino, Reece James, and much, much more. So do smash the like button. If you missed out on the earlier stream, literally about a couple of hours ago, do check that out. That was the match preview where I really just talked about what Oliver Glasner said in regards to Enzo Maresca's tactics and how it's a must-win game for us. So do check that live stream out. You're going to enjoy it. Make sure you give that a watch. Now, let's get stuck into this particular news, ladies and gentlemen. Enzo Maresca, unfortunately, there's a risk Wesley Fofana could be out for the entire season. For the entire season. He could be out for the entire season. This is our manager saying this. This is not something, "Oh, who's your source? Who's your source, Miss?" No, this is no source business here. Manager is coming out and saying that the player could be out for the rest of the season, which is huge blow to us. Huge blow. I don't even rate Wesley Fofana that high, but at least he meets the criteria of what Enzo Maresca wants to do, the way he wants to play out from the back, the way he wants to defend. Not having him is detrimental, as we've already seen with Desasi. Desasi is probably not going to leave now, because this brother is gone for the rest of the season. I'm not sure we're going to go out there and buy a defender because we've recalled Anselmino. And we're going to talk a little bit about that. A lot of people are saying, "Put Anselmino in." No, Anselmino, we've got some news. This is a big blow. And the only defender that somewhat meets his characteristic, I'm not saying he's at the same level, is Badiashile. And Badiashile is potentially out for a long period as well. And this is what I'm fed up with, ladies and gentlemen. I'm fed up now. I don't want to harbor these type of players anymore. There's no need to harbor Wesley Fofana. There's no need to harbor, defenders like Badiashile. I'm sick of it. Even Reece James, throw him into the mix. Romeo Lavia, even though Romeo Lavia is back, but they back for what? In a couple of games' time, we're going to see them injured again. Wesley Fofana, what is this? This is the second season now, I believe. Last season, he was out for the whole season. This season, he's out for the whole season. What are you here for? Out for, and I'm not saying these players are, purposely getting injured. What I'm saying is, we're not running a medical institution here. This is not a hospital. This is a football club. I need players that are going to be available to help us out. So I'm sorry, Wesley Fofana. Look, if this is what's going to happen with Wesley Fofana, I can't have him. I need a defender. It would have been brilliant to get a defender in the January window, but I'm not sure if we're going to do any level of business. I hope we do. Enzo Maresca has put out a comment in the press conference saying that we'll see whether we need to dip into the market. We do need to dip into the market. Initial feeling was for 5 weeks. If you guys remember, Wesley Fofana was only meant to go away for 5 weeks. And we're like, oh, no problems. He'll be back by January. Boom, now gone. But the more test gave us bad news. We don't know exactly yet, but it's a huge loss. Huge loss. And as I said, it's detrimental to our team. Check this out. Enzo Maresca, Wesley Fofana will be out for a very long time. Benoit Badiashile will be out at least until February. Another player, Benoit Badiashile, who's on a regular getting injured as well. Since last season, where he missed out pretty much the entirety of the season, and now this season as well, he's been out a few times through injury and most times because he's not been favored. And now he gets the opportunity. We've been saying, Benoit Badiashile, Wesley Fofana's injured. You got the opportunity to now shine and really lock down this position, and now he's gone too. Unfortunately, we'll lose them for a long time. There you go. Even Badiashile is gone. And for me, honestly, ladies and gentlemen, and I want to hear from you guys in the comment section, I don't want to harbor these injured players anymore, man. I'm sick of it. I need players that are going to be available. And it's the same players every season. Last season as well, we had the same sort of issues. Wesley Fofana, Badiashile, Reece James, Romeo Lavie. It's the same players. It's not like, oh, we're getting a different player now in the mix. It's the same players that are getting injured every single season. And I'm fed up of harboring them. We need to find a solution. If we're not going to do it in January, looks like we're not. In the summer, we need to cut ties. Do whatever needs to happen. Find a discounted deal somewhere or rescind their contract. I'm sorry. We cannot have a manager go through a season where it looks like we've got a lot of depth and quality and this, that, the other, and then boom, these same players get injured, and then the manager is stuck in the mud, and he's having to use Desasi, he's having to use Tosin, he's having to play players that don't feel comfortable in those areas, and then we wonder why the results are going south. We cannot have that. Not every single season. Not every single season. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Official. A lot of people want to talk about Aaron Anselmino. We've got some news about him. Official confirmed. Aaron Anselmino returns to Chelsea from Boca Juniors and starts new Premier League chapter with immediate effect. No decision made yet on new loan, as Anselmino will start training at Cobham from next week. 2000 born CB costs less slightly than 25 million release clause. Look, a lot of people talking very highly about him. I need to see him before I start hyping him up. I'm not doing that whole business that I did with Levi Colwell. Levi Colwell, he's on fraud watch as well, man. You're on fraud watch. Every single one of our defenders, I don't rate any of them. Especially these guys are defenders, and their defensive attributes are the weakest ones. A lot of people talk about, but they're so good on the ball. Yeah, sure, okay, you're good on the ball, but can you defend? Your primary objective is to defend. And the defending attributes are probably one of the worst ones. So I'm going to wait till I see what Anselmino is all about. But there's news in regards to Anselmino. A lot of people are like, throw Anselmino into the right centre-back position. At least we can have something. Well, here's some news in regards to that. Chelsea defender Aaron Anselmino returned to the club. Is official. The 19-year-old has been brought back from Boca Juniors to acclimatise to the English game. So won't be immediately be thrown into the first team. There you go. Any feelings that you guys have to throw him into the mix immediately, whether it's FA Cup, whether it's in the Premier League, get some bits and pieces, minutes here and there, it's not going to happen. And it's understandable. He's 19. He's leaving his home country, Argentina, to come to a brand new country. I'm not sure how much English he knows. He's got to acclimatize. The weather is different. There's a lot to adapt for a kid. He will be built up to cope with the demands of English game. I'm fine with that, to be honest. I'm absolutely fine. Now, you may say and go, well, that's not good enough. The directors need to give Enzo Maresca something that he can utilize straight away. And I agree with that. This is why a lot of us, yes, we've praised the directors and the owners in recent times in isolation, but overall in totalitarian, these directors, they've not done the right business for Maresca. Look at the kind of players that we brought in the summer. Enzo Maresca barely uses any of them. Besides Pedro Neto, who also is rotated because he's got injury problems as well, history. Besides him, Renato Veiga. We got news about Renato Veiga. Looks like he might be moved on. I knew from the get-go, well, in the beginning, I was hyping him up. I thought there was something about it, but straight away I clocked that Renato Veiga is not ready for the Premier League. And it's quite evident, and we can all see it. Enzo Maresca doesn't use Renato Veiga. So Renato Veiga, not trusted. We got him in the summer. Keenan Dewsbury Hall doesn't even make it to the bench. Squad. That's another player that we don't use. Mark Yu, he doesn't seem to use him in the Premier League. Says Nkunku's not a striker. We have a striker, but still uses Nkunku ahead of Mark Yu in the Premier League. That tells you how much he trusts Mark Yu as a striker. Maybe it's because he's also a young player. Tosin, I don't rate him. And I don't remember Omari Kellyman as another one. And we did a whole heap of other nonsense business as well in the summer that Enzo Maresca just doesn't utilize. Where is Omari Kellyman? Where is he? So, look, yes, it's not fair that Enzo Maresca doesn't get a player to come in and utilize immediately, but this is what the directors has done to us. And with Anselmino, I wish we got someone we could utilize right away, but look, I don't want to take anything away from Anselmino. He might be a very good player. We'll wait. We'll have to wait. There's no two ways about that. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, Napoli have been showing interest in Chelsea defender Renato Veiga as an option for the January transfer window for loan. There are more clubs' interest, but still unclear whether Chelsea can let him go playing more or not. Maresca sees Veiga as an important player. I highly doubt. See this, Fabrizio Romano, I don't know where you're getting this information from. Maresca sees Veiga as an important player. I'm sorry. If he sees him as an important player, he would be playing a lot more in the Premier League. Don't tell me he's an important player for Conference League. Conference League, anyone can play Conference League. He's not an important player for Conference League. So look, watch this space. He doesn't get enough game time. He might be sent out on loan to get some regular minutes. Napoli. Yeah, maybe Serie A. Right now, the pace might suit Renato Veiga in the Serie A. But another player we got in the summer, and now we're looking to loan now. Apparently there's interest for him because obviously other clubs can see that he doesn't get utilized often enough. Another player we got in the summer that doesn't seem to come in handy for Enzo Maresca, which is a shame. Enzo Maresca on Romeo Lavia. Football is all about players. We can have the best ideas, but if you don't have the players, you struggle. When Romeo is not there, we need to manage. We are a better team with Romeo. Not only Romeo, Reece James. It's all about players. It's so true. Another message that Enzo Maresca is sending to the board. That, guys, we need players that are going to be available more. We need players that are going to be fit and more available. Players like Romeo Lavia are so important, and they are. Without Romeo Lavia, we only have Enzo Fernandez and Caicedo, and God forbid something happens to them, and then we're screwed. With Romeo Lavia, you can utilize Caicedo as a right back off the ball. Tactically, we can have those three players, and then Caicedo can move in on the ball in midfield, allowing Enzo Fernandez to get into those half spaces. Tactically, it's very important to have Romeo Lavia. Allows for defensive cover too. Not having Romeo Lavia, you can see sometimes in midfield, we're unable to cover all that ground. It's too much for Caicedo. Enzo Fernandez has been fantastic in recent times, but it's too much. You need that help from Romeo Lavia. But Romeo Lavia can't stay fit for more than 2 games. Reece James, what a player. He would have been on the RCB position. Then that way, we don't need to compromise Levi Colwell's game to be on wide areas just to fit in Tosin. Levi Colwell could play in the middle. Reece James in the right CB position. All of these things are hurting us. And we need our directors to see this and make sure that they do the right type of business for Enzo Maresca in the summer. I would even think about doing some level of business in this January window. Yes, get rid of a whole heap of players and bring in some people that are going to be able to help out Enzo Maresca. It's actually shameful, ladies and gentlemen. The amount of business we've done under this new ownership, under this new directorship, more than £1 billion spent, pounds, Great British pounds spent, and we still don't seem to have an answer in goalkeeping position, in the CB position. None of our CBs are bosses. In fact, all of our CBs are pathetic, I would say. Our goalkeeper's not elite. CBs are not bosses. Midfield, we seem to have some gaps. I said go and get Andre Santos. He's our player. He's Chelsea player. He's not a Strasbourg player. A lot of people are worried. I don't want to disrupt his season at Strasbourg. F with the disruptions, man. We need him here at Chelsea. We are lacking in midfield as well. Striker up front, we are lacking. Jackson's done well, but he needs competition, pure competition, and something different as well. Sometimes you might want to throw in a different type of character up front. We don't have that. We're utilizing Nkunku, and then we are criticizing him because he can't play as a striker when he is not a striker. Next up, Maresca says Reece James will get minutes tomorrow, which is great. I don't think he'll start. I don't think he should start. A lot of people are like, get him, start him. We need solution in RCB. Start him, throw him in, and then he's going to get injured. Just let him get the 5 minutes before the match. That's enough for me. That's enough. 5 minutes. Cherish the 5 minutes. Cherish every minute Reece James gets. Seriously, because you just don't know when the next one's around the corner. Next injury around the corner. Hope he doesn't, but you just never know. Last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, Chelsea FC have been charged for its players surrounding a match official versus Ipswich. Look, too much of this has been happening this season, ladies and gentlemen. Our players need to calm down. Play football. It's not MMA. It's not WrestleMania. Play football. Too much of this kerfuffle happening this season. Many different matches. And then we're getting fined. I like the passion. I like the desire, but keep it on the field in-game. Not post-match fighting, this, that, the other. It's not needed. I don't care. It doesn't. I don't get all excited about that. I know some fans do. Oh, yeah, get stuck in. That's proper Chelsea. No. Give me 3 points. Give me 3 points. Far more important. Far more important to do that. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts about everything we spoke about, especially in regards to Wesley Fofana and his injury could be potentially for the whole season and every other bits and pieces that we talked about. Smash up the like button if you're here for the first time. Subscribe. Hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Check out the stream earlier on, which was the match preview where Oliver Glasner, I felt that he pretty much disrespected Maresca. Do check that out. Until next time, everyone. See you in the watch along, inshallah. Until then, take care. See ya. Bye.